Yep, as usual. Well, it's time to clean shop. Put up tools. You can't find anybody else. But anyway, we're going to pick up some tools. We're going to take that there wiring harness, throw on that table after we get all that stuff off of it. And we're going to cut into it. I'll bring you back when we get started into that. See where that ends up. Boy, you talk about a daunting task now. It's basically stage one of this. I got it all unwrapped. That is a pile of stuff now. I'll give Ford one thing. They could wrap up a wiring harness. Yeah, when you have to unwrap it, that don't pay as well, I bet. Okay, so this is where we're at. We've got these 3 plugs here. These will all plug into the car here. That was wiring harness to the engine. This is the other wiring harness off the other engine. I should be able to hook them together in the middle and make it work. You know, if it don't, I guess you'll never see it, will you? So, I've got engine mounts coming. I'm going to get that thing kind of stripped down, get the radiator and stuff off of it, all the extra hoses and crap like that. I'm going to have to pull some of the wiring out of here. The alternator comes through this wiring harness to these 3 plugs where those other 3 will be. But on the Mustang, it comes out of another harness by the fuse block. This is where the alternator comes out. Probably just going to leave that because it's tied in right into the fuse block and stuff. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay, we've got this thing up on the table now, so we don't have to bend over to do everything to it. Started pulling some stuff off of it. Getting ready to put the motor mounts on it. Pulled the motor mount off of this side. Well, it's completely different. I knew it was. I ordered these for a SVT Cobra because I figured that's the closest thing I could get to it. We've just got a problem with it, but I think I figured it out. Right down here where it bolts down, this pin right here is supposed to go into this hole. Well, I got to looking. And they're just backwards. Luckily that bolts on. I think I can take that off, put that one on there, that one on there, and it's gonna make it sit right in there. The pin will be in the hole where it belongs. If just the distance from the firewall and everything's gonna be right. We're just gonna have to get it ready and set it down in there and see what transpires. Okay, well, we got the motor mounts put on this thing. A few other things stripped off of it. About got it ready to set in, I think. I have to change the transmission dipstick tube. Had to figure out how to hang it again because that wasn't going to work going back in. We just got a few little things, and I'm gonna try to set this thing in tomorrow. See if we can't start figuring out other things, what needs to go where and what needs to go away. It's gonna be tight fit in there. Okay, we're back. We got that other dipstick tube put on there. That fits a lot better. It doesn't even touch the valve cover. We're gonna have to move some of that stuff around, but that's no big deal. We'll have to set it in there to see if it's gonna be in the way of the heater connections or not. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. I remembered I needed to remove the brake booster because I know the valve cover will not fit there. So I went ahead and pulled this master cylinder loose, but before I did, I broke these lines loose. I always break them loose first, and then just barely snug them up where they don't leak, but they're not so hard to get loose whenever this thing's flopping around like that. Now I'm gonna go underneath the dash and I'm gonna finish pulling this brake booster loose. I'll bring you in on that ride. Hopefully this won't be too bad. It's kind of, you know, up in a hole here. Oh yeah. See that little green thing right there? We gotta get that thing off of there first. I'm gonna try a pick. Look at that. That wasn't too bad now, was it? Oh, slide that off of there. Let's keep that. We might need that later. Oh, get all slid off the end there. Okay, now we got to come out of the pin. Another little bushing fell out. That's all right. All this is free now. Now we gotta get this little thingy here off of here. Oh, that just unsnaps from there. Now it's in the way to get the bolts out. And right up in there, there's a little plastic clip that holds that thing in. I'm gonna try these little needle nose right here. See if maybe they won't take it out. Give that little puppy a squeezing right there. Just like that. How do you like that? I don't know what that thing is, but it's in the way of the bolt right up there. So this part where we cheat. You say hello to my little friend. Get this little quarter drive cordless impact here, and just look at that. That's some good stuff now, boys and girls. All right, that thing should come right up on out of there now. Let's go outside here and take a look. Let's give her a good old wiggle a little bit. Is there something I'm missing here? Don't make me mad now. Trying to like Fords. I have to get the right hand involved in this one. We're gonna set you down right over here for a minute. high wind. Now I think maybe that valve cover will fit. But I'm gonna take this thing and kind of give it a little tug over into this neck of the woods. Set you down for a second with this one too. That's gonna require both hands. Yeah, I think that'll get me close enough for now. All right. Well, we're gonna get this thing jacked up and get ready to start setting it down in there. I'll bring you guys back for that. Okay, we are not in there yet. It's sitting on the motor mounts. It's close. It needs to move backwards probably 2 inches, something like that. But yeah, at least I can kind of figure out what's got to go where now. At least got to get it. It's getting close to setting down in there. Okay, we're back at it again. We're gonna have to pull this thing back out again. I had it out yesterday, didn't film any of that. I had to change the shift shaft going into the transmission because it was too long. It was hitting the floorboard on the neutral safety switch, or whatever you want to call it. You can see this is the one off the Marauder. These pegs here, they stick out. The Mustang was flush with the plastic, so that's how much difference there was just in that, and then the shaft stuck out even further. So I had to pull the pan off of both transmissions, get that swapped around, got it set back in there. Okay, she's in there. That's where it's gonna sit. It's on the mounts and on the transmission mount. It's kind of tight back in there in places, but I think it'll work. Got room for the heater hoses. There's the transmission dipstick tube. Heater hose is gonna come off right there. AC lines and everything will fit. Gonna have plenty of room for the radiator, fan, all that stuff. The radiator I'm gonna have to figure out. Hoses come in different sides from what the Mustang does. I may end up cutting that pipe or something like that. We'll figure it out when we get there.